So in my comments on my videos, on more than one occasion, I have had, I believe, men commenting that they feel, or not even that they feel, I've had them commenting that people like me and other late life lesbians have tricked men into marrying them. Like going into the marriage knowing that they're a lesbian and tricking them into falling in love with them, tricking them into marrying them. And so, yes, in this video, I want to discuss that and address that and share my thoughts and viewpoints on that. So, welcome back to my channel. I am Emily, and this is my late life lesbian journey. On my channel, I discuss and share my journey and process of going from being married to a man, getting divorced, and coming out as a lesbian. So, as I introduced, this video is addressing the men or the mindset that us as late life lesbians have tricked men into falling in love with them or tricked them into marrying them. So, I guess to start off with, if you're tricking anybody into falling in love with you or into marrying you, probably have some type of mental issue. That is not healthy. That is not okay and should not be happening. So if you've done that, or you know for a fact that somebody has knowingly tricked you, like played you into falling in love with them or into marrying them, that is very messed up. And I am sorry that that has happened to you. I mean, crazy things happen in this world, and I do believe that that can happen, but my situation and at least all the other women that I've talked to who are late life lesbians, that's not the situation. We are not tricking men into falling in love with us. We are not tricking men into marrying us. For me personally, I've talked about this before, I was very much so in love with my ex-husband. I wanted to marry him. That is what I saw my whole life being. But I was raised, if you've done any research or anything, that's heteronormative. I was raised in a very heteronormative, very religious family. I did not know what I was feeling towards women when I was growing up. I talk about this in other videos. I rationalized the feelings that I would have. I would justify them in my head to try to make sense because they didn't really make sense. They didn't fit. I thought that just must be something that everybody feels and experiences and goes through. And so I would try to process and rationalize that. So it wasn't until much later, and even from my ex-husband's acknowledgement, that I realized my interest in women and that it was an actual interest and attraction. So men, I understand that you may feel tricked. I get that. I completely understand that when your wife or your partner or your longtime companion comes to you and says, I'm a lesbian, and, looking back, and here's the thing too. For me, looking back now, I can see the signs and things that I missed. So if someone says to you, looking back, I think this is who I was all along, they're not saying they tricked you and that they got married and knew that they were a lesbian and all of that. Because a lot of us, we didn't know at the time. It took life. It took experience. It took different things to fall into place for us to fully realize these things about ourselves. And so, again, I understand where the idea may come from that you feel like you were tricked, but this is not some type of malicious plan or something to get you to marry us, just to turn around and divorce you and go through all of that. It's not a fun process. I don't feel like anybody, I don't know. There's crazy people in this world. Maybe some people want that drama. I don't know. But your average, normal person doesn't want all of that. They don't want to go through that drama. They don't want to deceive somebody, and they're not trying to play you along and get you in some relationship with them. Again, I said there are people out there that do that, and there's people out there that do that probably more so for money than anything. I've had men argue and say that lesbians trick men into marrying them for kids. And you know what? Sure, has it probably happened before? I'd say sure, probably. But these days and now, no, I don't think women are tricking you into marrying them. I honestly feel like if somebody wanted to trick you, they'd probably just trick you into sleeping with them so that they could have a kid, kind of a situation. Not the whole process of getting you to fall for them, going through a wedding, building a life with you, having kids with you, and then, I don't know, years later going, oh yeah, by the way, I'm a lesbian, I want to get divorced. That's not the norm. And that really is not what's happening in my situation and in the majority of women's situations who are late life lesbians that I'm talking to. So, I don't know, I wanted to just address this because, and people are going to think what they want to think. People are going to feel what they want to feel. And I'll say this again. I acknowledge that you may feel tricked, that you may feel like your whole marriage was a sham or something like that. And you're entitled to feel however you want to feel or however you need to feel. But you truly are not dealing with malicious, planning, calculative women who are trying to get you to fall for them just to turn around and divorce you and come out as a lesbian. So I don't know if this will resonate with you, but that's not the plan for myself. For the majority of women that I've talked to, there is an immense amount of guilt and just sadness that comes from having to go tell your husband or your partner that you've made this realization about yourself and coming out to them. It tears people up inside. I can't tell you the number of people that I've talked to that are so torn and so emotional and feel so horrible, like they don't know what to do because they want to live for themselves and do what feels right for them, but they feel horrible because these men that they're married to have become their best friends, their partners, their companion in life, and they often don't have these romantic feelings for them anymore, but they love them like friends and family. I mean, that's exactly how I feel towards my ex-husband. He is my family, and he will always have a special place in my life, in my heart, because of that. But I love my mom, I love my dad, I love my best friend, I love my grandparents. All of those people hold very special places in my heart, and I love all of them. But it doesn't mean I want to be romantically involved with any of them. And that's the point that so many women come to with their husbands, that they realize this thing about themselves and know that they just can't continue on in a romantic relationship with the man they're currently with. So anyways, hope this helps. I hope it sheds some light. I hope that even if it just affects one person and gets you to realize this is not a malicious act. We're not trying to hurt you. It's never the intention. Okay. Crazy people out there. Maybe there's a few of you that get off on the drama, but that's not the norm. The average person does not have that type of mindset to deceive somebody in that way. So hope that helps. Leave your comments below. I always even love hearing from the men and the feedback and how they feel, because that's a whole other side of all of this too. So, and I hear you and I see you and I acknowledge that this is a rough process for you as well. So leave your comments below. Thank you for watching this video. If you want, keep up with me on Instagram at @ECBettis, and I'll see you in the next video.